Oh, thank you.
Yep. Good morning. We'll now have Firefighter Troy come up to ring the bell to start the ceremony. Thank you, Troy. Chief Roy, Mayor DiNatale, City Councilors, firefighters, family, and friends, welcome to our annual Firefighters Memorial Sunday. A very special event this year. A lot of hard work went into the monument. Also, this will be Chief Roy's last Firefighters Memorial Sunday before we move in to a new era in the Fitchburg Fire Department. First, I'd just like to thank all the people that contributed to the upgrade of our monument. Contemporary Design and Landscaping is absolutely the most professional organization, and they made the walkway and put the sod in, as well as the flower arrangements. I'd like to also thank Jagia Construction, who poured the foundations for the new monuments, and Monty Tech Electrical Division that ran all the wire for the lighting up here now. If you come by at night, it really looks amazing. A fitting tribute to the men and women that are on these walls. June 10th, 1951, my grandfather stood before the firefighters of Fitchburg, Vernie Roy, Nazareno J. Pellegrini, Andrew J. Calamari, James P. Jordan, Marinus P. Nikitas, and John J. Greer, had an idea to erect a monument at the Upper Common. What they used to do for Firefighters Memorial Sunday is visit churches all over the city, and they'd place a wreath at each cemetery throughout the city. They thought it fitting to have one spot to recognize all of our fallen firefighters who gave their lives to both the city of Fitchburg and the 9 that died in the line of duty. They erected it so that anybody of any denomination could recognize the firefighters or their spouses who gave their lives to this city. At this time, I would like to call Chief Roy to give his remarks.
Thank you, PJ. Mayor DiNatale, elected officials, family and friends of our past and present firefighters. And this morning, I'd especially like to recognize Lieutenant Eddie Suarez, who made it up here with us today. Eddie, it's great to see you. Good morning and welcome to our 69th annual Memorial Sunday here at our newly remodeled Firefighters Monument. A day we set aside each year to pause and remember our firefighters that have gone before us and to honor their dedication to this great profession. This past year, we have lost 4 retired firefighters. Firefighter Paul R. Ruiz passed away December 30th, 2019. Paul was appointed December 4th, 1956, and retired July 31st, 1988, with 32 years of service to the city. Firefighter Alexander Panuski passed away February 6, 2020. Alex was appointed January 31st, 1963, and retired July 5th, 1992, with 29 years of service. Captain Paul W. Forsman passed away on February 8th, 2020. Paul joined the department June 6, 1953. He was promoted to lieutenant December 22, 1976, and to captain June 9, 1980. He retired June 9, 1986, after 33 years of service. And firefighter Thomas A. Dadio Sr. passed away April 27th of this year. Tom joined the department on May 5th, 1954, and after 2 years with the police department. He retired March 5th, 1972, was 20 years of service. These 4 firefighters were a credit to this profession and dedicated to the city. Their names have been added to the other 256 firefighters on our monument here today. 9 on this list were killed in the line of duty, with many more dying of job-related illnesses. As PJ reads the roll of departed firefighters today, we will recall stories about each of them, the heroic work of our members, saving lives and property dating back to the 1800s. Will never be forgotten, and as long as we gather here each year to honor them. Today is also a day to welcome back many of our retired firefighters and to bring you up to date with our current department. We have had only one retirement since last year, and that is Deputy Chief Mitch Pinault, Group 2 Shift Commander. Mitch was appointed April 19, 1988, and retired on May 31st with 32 years of service. Mitch, we wish you the best in your retirement. To fill Mitch's vacancy, we have promoted Chad Kudamash to Deputy Chief of Group 2, Anthony Costelli to Captain, Group 3, Ladder 3, and Chris Millette to Lieutenant, Group 4, Engine 1. Congratulations to you and your families. This year, many of our retirees are watching from home, thanks to FATV. We hope you're all well and stay safe. We would like to recognize the retired firefighters that are with us today, maybe a little more challenging with face masks, but I know that Firefighter Bill Burke is here, Group 3, Engine 3. Lieutenant Peter Lair, Group 1, Engine 1. Deputy Chief Bob Haley, Group 3, Shift Commander. Deputy Chief Jim Beliveau, Group 2, Shift Commander. Firefighter Mike Connery, Group 2, Ladder 2. Firefighter Richard Hawthorne, Group 2, Ladder 3. Firefighter Phil Jordan, Senior, Group 3, Ladder 3. How can I miss you? Howie Fisher, Engine 1, Group 1. Who are we missing? Charles Pierce, Engine 2, Group 4. Tom Caputi, Group 2, Ladder 3. Mike Bellio, Engine 1, Group 2. I get everybody? Dicko, did I get Dick Shabbat, Group 3, Engine 2? Sorry, Dicko. Great, guys. It's great to see you here once again this year. Even though our department has many younger members, we also still have many senior, experienced firefighters. The state of Massachusetts recognizes firefighters who complete 20 or more years of fire service and issue the Massachusetts Fire Service Award. I ask Mayor DiNatale and Council President Kushmarek to join me in presenting these service pins and state citations. With 25 years of service, Lieutenant Barry G. Hyvarainen, Group 3, Engine 2. Congratulations, Hug. Nice job. With 30 years of service, Lieutenant Philip D. Jordan, Jr., Fire Prevention Director. Nice job, Philip. Also with 30 years of service, Firefighter Randall F. Dowdy, Group 2, Engine 4. job, Brent. Close enough. And finally, with 30 years of service, firefighter Michael A. Torres, Group 1, Engine 4. Nice job, Mikey. Good job, kid. Thank you much. Congratulations to all our senior firefighters. Thanks to the support of Mayor Di Natale and the City Council, our department has had another successful year in many areas. As most of you know, our 2 new pumpers to replace Engine 2 and Engine 4 were placed in service last September. These pumpers were immediately used at many major fires within a few days of being commissioned. They have responded to 23 major fires in the past 7 months. I thank the committee that did a great job on this, and they worked diligently on this project. Thank you, guys. As you can see, our new incident command car has also arrived and is in service. A committee of Deputy Chiefs Marama and Normandin, along with Captain Roy, did a nice job designing this vehicle. A third project this year, with the help of a $260,000 FEMA grant, we were able to outfit all our firefighters in new personal protective gear. This enables all our firefighters to have 2 sets of firefighting gear for their protection during fires or other hazardous incidents. Thanks to PJ Roy and Matt Glennie for countless hours of work on this project. Thank you, guys. I also want to recognize firefighter Erica Smith, who with the help of a number of our firefighters completed the remodeling and updating of the fitness rooms at all 3 of our stations. This project will help keep our firefighters fit for this very physically demanding job. Thanks to everyone involved in these accomplishments. I am sure we've all heard enough about COVID-19 lately. However, I would like to mention 2 issues related to the pandemic in our department. First, I want to thank the 5 nurses who have been at our fire stations twice a day for many months, screening our firefighters and EMS people to ensure the safety of our firefighters, our families, and our citizens. Thank you to Sherry Paul, Tricia Plurd, Molly Reed, Jessica Spinelli, and Lisa Carroll for their support and dedication during this very critical time. Secondly, I want to mention the great work by all our firefighters and EMS personnel who have come to work every day without hesitation to care for and serve the people of Fitchburg. They have gone above and beyond during this very dangerous pandemic. I could not be prouder of the members of this department. Great selfless work by all. Thank you. There is one other person I want to thank, and that's my wife, Brenda. For the last many years, she's helped me prepare these remarks for this service because we always thought it was very important of what was said here today. There were many years with budget cuts and other issues. She had to calm me down, say, you can't say that up there on Sunday. But we got through it, and she kept me on focus to what we were really here for. Bren, thank you very much. For most all of my 65 years, I have spent the second Sunday in June here at this monument. But most importantly, for the past 25 years, I've had the distinct pleasure of addressing all our families, friends, and co-workers of the firefighters we honor here today. Along the way, we have made some additions to today's service, such as awarding fire service citations, introducing retired firefighters in attendance, and bringing you up to date with the latest happenings in the department. But today, we dedicate our new, long-awaited memorial monuments, engraved with the names of 260 departed firefighters. This project is a great tribute and permanent recognition to all that have served this great city. The committee that made this possible did a fantastic job. But we could not have accomplished this without the over $30,000 in donations from businesses, citizens, firefighters, retirees, families, and friends. Thank you for helping make this great project possible. In closing, It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of this important day of remembrance each year. I salute our current firefighters, our retired firefighters, and the firefighters we honor here today. May the long history of traditions and professionalism in this department never end. Thank you, and God bless the FFD.
Thank you, Chief Roy. We'll now have remarks by Fitchburg Mayor Steve DiNatale.
Morning, Chief Roy, Deputy Chiefs, Captains, Lieutenants, families and friends, and City Council. Thank you for inviting me to say a few words at today's annual Firefighter Memorial. Today we gather to observe our firefighters with special gratitude to those who have lost their lives for protecting our community. We honor all those Fitchburg firefighters that have passed on before us. We pause to recognize the sacrifices our firefighters make to ensure that our community and environment is as safe as possible. Thank you, Fitchburg firefighters, for responding at any given moment, for being prepared to perform your duties and risk your own lives to save others. I want to recognize Chief Roy and thank him for his many years of outstanding leadership and public service to the city of Fitchburg. This is truly a bittersweet moment. Year after year, you have worked diligently to advance the operations and efficiencies for the safety of the entire department. This year, you secured a second set of firefighter turnout gear and a new shift command vehicle. I want to thank you for your dedication and commitment. You have been an outstanding chief. Being a great firefighter takes initiative, passion, and constant growth, and we see this in our Fitchburg firefighters. These brave men and women deserve our respect and our gratitude. Today, I want to thank all Fitchburg firefighters, those retired and those that have passed on, who by their faithful and loyal devotion have rendered invaluable service to our community and its citizens. Thank you for keeping our families and our community safe. Thank you all.
We'll now have a selection by the Westford Fire Department Pipes and Drums. Thank you, Westford Fire Pipes and Drums. We'll now read the roll of departed members. Raphael F. Ardericio, Vaco W. Aho, Waldemir W. Aho, Willard L. Atchison, Ralph Allen, Joseph D. Anderson, Napoleon L. Anderson, Adolph Babineau, Anthony A. Balducci, Patrick H. Barnacle, William F. Barrett, Jr., George W. Battles, Alexander G. Bean, Alexander G. Bean, Jr., Herbert H. Beard, George Beausoleil, John B. Beavis, Raul Bedard, Kelvin A. Beer, Kelvin R. Beer, John C. Beglin, James V. Beliveau, William Burnt, Paul J. Boyven, Eli J. Boucher, Edward P. Boudreau, Jr., Roger Ray Boudreau, Roger Ron Boudreau, Clifford G. Bowers, Holland K. Brooks, Marion M. Brooks, James J. Buckley, Jr., Robert E. Buckley, Edmund T. Burke, William F. Burke, Cyril T. Burns, Patrick C. Cahill, Andrew J. Calamari, Andrew J. Calamari Jr., Leo F. Calamari, Patrick P. Calamari, Alfred C. Cowett, Ernest C. Cowett, Thomas J. Cowett, Alexander L. Castelli, John T. Citrino, Archie S. Childs, Charles G. Christian, James Christie, Samuel J. Ciccone, Jerry B. Coates, Phineas W. Coleman, Ernest J. Congram, Herbert L. Connors, James A. Connors, Thomas L. Conroy, Thomas J. Connery, A. Joseph Corder, Alfred W. Cormier, George J. Cormier, Hervey C. Cormier, Joseph A. Cormier, Robert Cormier, John P. Costello, Ernest J. Cody, Francis E. Cody, Ernest A. G. Cox, Bernard Crosby, Hedward H. Crossan, Joseph W. Cullen, Philip Curtis, James J. Daly, Thomas A. Dadio Sr., Antonel J. Delisle, Norman F. Delisle, Richard R. DeJean, John R. Donahue, Paul N. Japanis, Santo J. DeSalvo, John W. Emanuelson, Richard P. Espy, Frank E. Farrell, John W. Farwell, Ivor H. Fosha, Edward O. Fenton, William F. Fenton, Nelson I. Ferguson, Francis E. Fisher, George B. Fisher, George C. Fisher, Henry E. Fisher, Fred P. A. Fleckner, Norman Fleckner, James N. Fogarty, James W. Fogarty, Henry F. Fogarty, Chauncey D. Ford, Paul W. Forsman, Duncan B. Frazier, Walter A. Freeman, George L. Frazio, Archie A. Gaudette, Ralph W. Gay, Richard Gay, Vito S. Durante, Samuel B. Junta, Francis M. Greer, John J. Greer, Robert A. Greevy, Charles W. Grinnell, Joseph E. Guilford, Berta C. Hale, William H. Hall, George H. Holman, Christopher A. Haverty, Joseph Haverty, Francis J. Hawthorne, Joseph R. Hawthorne, John E. Healy, James J. Hennessy, Robert C. Hickey, Walter G. Hollows, Henry J. Hyatt, Henry C. Jarvis, Philip E. Jarvis, George F. Jeffs, Philip E. Jarvis, George F. Jeffs, Wayno M. Johnson, James P. Jordan, Walter P. Jordan, William H. Jordan, Michael W. Candianis, George B. Kane, George H. Kendall, James R. Kennedy, Hale G. Kenny, John J. Kittredge, Edward J. Kukla, Armin Lamoth, Oliver I. Lampy, Anthony F. Lavoie, Lester LeBlanc, James A. Leckie, Robert C. Ledger, Joseph C. Ledger, James P. Leakis, William J. Leonard, Malcolm W. Lilly, Joseph M. Lynch, Richard E. Lyons, Ray B. McCracken, Jadius Millett, Toivo Mackey, Edward F. Malone Jr., George G. Mallowan, Henry N. Marshall, George W. Marston, William W. Marston, Walter E. Matson, Thomas May, Edmund R. Mayo, Peter McCullum, Raymond McGrath, Donald McGuirl, David P. McGurn, Henry E. McInerney, Ignatius McInerney, Michael J. McNamara, Kevin B. McWilliams, William A. Melanson, George H. Miller, Raymond E. Moran, Jeremiah J. Moriarty, James Morley, John F. Mulcahy, Richard D. Malloy, Robert C. Murchie, John F. Murnane, Timothy F. Murnane, William B. Murphy, William T. Murphy, Philip E. Nason, George Newcomb, William Newcomb Jr., Harris P. Nikitas, Louis P. Nikitas, Marinus P. Nikitas, John Nicola, Frank H. Noonan, Joseph R. Normanton, M. Vincent O'Connell, John J. O'Connor, Michael E. O'Connor, John F. O'Donnell, Mike Orlando, Emmanuel Pagnotto, Clifton W. Patch, Nazareno J. Pellegrini, Lionel A. Peridot, Richard H. Phelps, Cleo Pimarini, Raymond Poisson, Solomon Poland, Alexander R. Panuski, Leo A.J. Provencher, John Raymond, Valentin Ramos, John W. Rand, Arthur K. Ray, Thomas A. Riley, Charles J. Rivers, Harry J. Roberts, Michael Rabuccio, Anthony Romano, Paul R. Ruiz, James V. Roy, Vern E. Roy, Thomas E. Rude, Walter Santavita, Ernest Sonia, Toivo Savala, John H. Shea, John J. Shea, Michael J. Shea, T. Harold Shea, Thomas J. Shea, Timothy J. Shea, Fred Syatt, Harold S. Slade, Norman Slade, Ernest A. Slattery, Edward A. Stanton, Francis A. Sullivan, Francis L. Sullivan, Jeremiah B. Sullivan, Joseph E. Sullivan, Walter G. Sulloway, Richard Taft, Angelo L. Tasca, Jerry A. Testagrossa, Thomas J. Tannen Sr., Thomas J. Tannen Jr., Frank Tusha, Harry F. Tuttle, Robert J. Toomley, Gary A. Valancourt, Eric M. Wallman, Henry H. Wheelock, Bernard Whittemore, Donald R. Wiedler, Leo F. White, Arthur E. Winters, Charles E. Woods, Ernest A. Woods, John E. Woods, William J. Woods, Ralph S. Willicott, Edward H. Yapshin, William K. Younglove, Nicola L. Zakelli, Michael A. Zakelli. We'll now have the placing of the wreath by the two senior-most firefighters, Deputy Chief Tad Dadio and Lieutenant Richard Liberatore, along with Anthony Liberatore, Richie's son, for Richie's last year at Memorial Sunday. Thank you. In closing, I just realized Dave Brooks is actually here, who did everything at this monument, as I mentioned. So if we could please give him a round of applause. Dave. Thank you very much, Dave. And we'd also, Greg Hathaway, retired Leominster firefighter from Engine 4 in Leominster. He did all the work with the stones. A tremendous job, him and his staff from Hathaway Memorials in Leominster. So we'd like to thank him. And one other person I almost forgot, my mom, Denise Roy, who donated the fire alarm box. She purchased it to put in up here, and it was an excellent addition. We were told by Phil Jordan that the actual box number that was on the church across the street was box 13. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're gonna put that on the box so it matches what the original box was at the Upper Common. Unfortunately, yes, thanks, thank you. Unfortunately, due to everything going on, there is nothing back at Central Station. Fitchburg firefighters, when you're dismissed, you'll be able to get on the bus and we'll start shuttling people back. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you, everybody, and please be safe. We do need one firefighter, Dave Pimarini, the senior most firefighter that'll ring the bell to close the ceremony. You do it twice, 2 times. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Now it concludes our ceremony. Thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your day to come to the memorial and help us dedicate the new memorial. Thank you.